Hi guys, this is TechAudi. I welcome you to another video tutorial on creating an ASP.NET Core application with Angular 7. In the last video tutorial, we fixed the username not being displayed on the navigation bar and also that the user was being logged out once the page was refreshed. In this video tutorial, now we have to start working on the products component. So when the product uh, action link is clicked, we get and display all the lists of products that are available in our database, and also make sure that when the product link is clicked, the user role should allow him to view this product component. So if we go back to our application, go to startup.cs, and then inside this application we have made sure that the products component uses the require login policy, which means that the user should be logged into our application and also must have the following user role in order to make request to the product controller and view the list of products. Go back to the product controller. As you see here, to get the products and view them, the user should be a part of this policy that we have implemented on this action method. Sounds a bit confusing at this point, but if you have not watched the video tutorial where we created this controller, I had explained this in detail when we created the user roles as well. But for now, we would not be working on this controller. Instead, we will create a product service inside of a client app, similar to creating an account service that we created when we wanted to deal with account related functionality. In this case, we want to deal with products related functionality, so we will create a separate service for that, and we will call this as product service. So to create our product service, first let's go ahead and check the services that are existing. So we are going to create the product service inside the services folder, but we will create the related functionality for the product component in the product component itself. So if you didn't watch the account controller video where we created the service for account service inside services, whereas we used it inside login and register components. Similarly, we will create this service inside the services folder for products and use this service inside the product component. So to create the product service inside the services folder, first thing that we want to do is go ahead and open the terminal. Right click on your client application and then go to tools and then click on open terminal. Now here all we want to do is type the following command: ng g, that's Angular, generate s for service, and then inside the services folder we want to create a service called as product, and then hit enter. Now a service is created and we have two files, which is the product.service.ts and the product.service.spec.ts. So we will be coding the logic required for our product component inside the product service product.service.ts. Now we have this product service class, but to work on the product service class, which is the product itself, we need to create an interface. So for example, when we are working in C# or ASP.NET, when we want to work on a certain class or certain model, we create the properties of that model. So let's say we are working on an employee model, so we will create a class, model class, which will contain all the properties related to that employee, like the employee's name, his address, phone number, and so on. So now we want to work on our product model. Therefore, we will go ahead and create an interface which will contain all these properties, so we can then bind the values that we have from the database or the values that we add into the database into that product interface. So let's go ahead and create that product interface. So to generate the interface, we will generate it inside in a folder called as interfaces. So we can have all other interfaces that we'll build in the future as well. We can add it to that folder itself. Similar to adding all services inside one service folder, we will add all interfaces to the interface folder. So open our terminal and type the command ng generate I for interface and we'll call the folder as interfaces, and then forward slash and the name of the interface that we want to create. So we want to create an interface for product, so we will call it as product, and then all we want to do is hit enter. Now Angular will go ahead and create an interface called inside a folder called as interfaces. So if you look, we have an interface folder and we have a product.ts, which is an interface created for us. Now inside this product interface, let's go ahead and add some properties for our product. So here are the properties of our product. A product will have an ID, and if you notice, the data type is number, but I have used a question mark here. The question mark basically resembles that these can be null, so we can accept null values. So if it is null, it will not throw an error, null exception error. So we have added this question mark here. Then we have the name, which is basically the name of the product, which is a string, description of the product, which is string, and we will also make sure that the product is in stock. So if it's out of stock, we will save the data type as boolean, true or false. The price of the product, which is obviously going to be a number, and image URL, which is the image URL of that product. We would not be uploading the product in this project that we are creating. We will just add the link for the images. I'm going to create a separate tutorial project where I will teach you guys how to upload images and videos in Angular, but that will be a separate project, and this is not inside the scope of this project. So we will just use image URL to add the images for the project. So now we can save this and we are done with the interface for the product. Let's go back to our products.service.ts, and in the next video tutorial, let's go ahead and start coding this product service. Please like and subscribe my channel Tech Howdy. Thank you once again for watching my tutorial.